Hello everyone, my name is Moses McCormick, and today's video I will be discussing 5 important factors that's helped me learn foreign languages swiftly. So let's start with the first one, which is motivation. Motivation is one of the most important factors when it comes to learning a foreign language. It doesn't matter where you're from, how much money you have, or what kind of grades you've been getting throughout school. If you don't have the motivation to do anything, you simply won't try to learn. Even if you did try to learn, it would only be for a short period of time. And most of the time, people have their own reasons for learning a particular language, which could indeed spark the motivation for learning. For example, it can be for heritage reasons, moving to another country for work, etc. But for me, my motivation is simply for the love of learning. And not only do I enjoy learning the learning process, I also enjoy meeting people from all over the world. This is simply my motivation for learning foreign languages in general. The second one will be adequate resources. When beginning a language, it's very important to make sure you have the necessary resources for learning. For example, you want to make sure the course you purchase has audio. Has very clear audio, and if it's a scripted language such as Japanese, Arabic, etc., you want to make sure they're teaching you the script and not only the Romanized. So this is very important, as it will help you become accustomed to reading, both the reading and writing of that targeted language. In my experience, I've purchased numerous courses also just for one language, and this isn't a bad thing. This is actually common. Many language learners will do this. I think it's just it's just having that curiosity of how other courses are laid out. So you may find yourself doing this as well. Okay, the third one will be technique and method. Now, having a suitable method for your learning style becomes vital in the end, especially if you plan to learn multiple languages. I believe through experience, everyone would have their own method for learning languages swiftly. For example, I originally wanted to just learn Chinese, but ended up picking up some other languages. I strongly believe that if it weren't for me making that decision to learn other languages, especially simultaneously, I wouldn't have come up with my very own technique for learning foreign languages. Because everyone has different learning styles, I believe it's very important for each learner to eventually try and learn a language independently for a while, at least for a while, because this helps the learner to understand his or her learning style. So as you know, many of us, we start learning languages at the university. This is the norm, and for many students, the way they teach at the university doesn't suit their style. So that's why I really stress this. I stress the importance of the learner to start learning a foreign language independently. This way, the learner will be able to find his or her method, the suitable way, or his or her suitable learning style. Okay, the next one will be attitude and open-mindedness. Now, this is a point that I can't stress enough. Both attitude and open-mindedness go hand in hand. And if one doesn't have the right attitude and an open mind, it will be quite difficult to make any progress in the targeted language. For example, you have people out there that will say things like, well, this is so stupid. Why is it enunciated this way? This is such a weird pronunciation. How come it can't be like English or whatever your mother tongue is? And see, when you don't have an open mind, you fail to understand that the language you're learning isn't like your own. And the further you get in your learning, you will notice more differences and will have to accept them. So that is why it's important to have a good attitude when learning and an open mind about the language. And the last one, we'll talk about patience. Now, patience is another important factor when it comes to language learning. Before one begins learning a language, it is very, very important to understand that their process may take some time. You won't learn a language completely overnight. I mean, you may be able to learn some phrases and words and whatnot, but you won't learn the language completely overnight. It's just not going to happen. So it is important to take that in consideration before learning a language. Make sure you have the time and patience for whatever language you're going to learn. There are certain languages that won't take very long to learn, but that depends on what family that language is in. So we must be patient when it comes to pronunciation, intonation, grammar, etc. You're not going to get these down right off the bat. And also you need to take into consideration that there will be many mistakes made during the process. But this is how we all learn. And if one is patient enough, that time will come when very few mistakes will be made. And I know, based off of my experience, it takes a lot of patience when it comes to learning a foreign language. So that's it. Those are the important factors when it comes to learning foreign language, at least for me, since I'm talking about my own self. When it comes to learning foreign language, these important factors has helped me over the years of learning foreign languages. So that will conclude this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me via email. You can also visit my website, Mr. Bradley Ferreira. He knows my contact information, so you can get that information from him if you have any other questions, or just anything in general regarding language learning. Thanks for viewing, and I wish you guys the best with your language learning.